Good afternoon. This is Zach Culver from the Kentucky Employee Assistance Program with today's Wellness Break. One of the most difficult things about living in the time of COVID-19 is hearing about the impact of the virus on other people. Whether it's the record level of job loss or the scores of people getting ill, information about how this is affecting others is negative and frequent. Humans are empathetic by nature, meaning that we are wired to be able to recognize what it's like for someone to have an emotion or any emotion. And then we mirror those thoughts, feelings, and physical characteristics. Similar to our previous sessions, when we discuss the dangers of experiencing emotions that are tied to worry about things that haven't happened, empathy puts us at risk to experience negative mood and the fight or flight activation, even though the bad situation is not occurring directly to us. And as we've discussed previously, chronic activation of our fight or flight response is not good for our health. So, how do we address this if feelings for others is part of the human condition? This is where the recent research on compassion based treatment approaches comes into play and provides us with another option on how to redirect our energy in a way that's still beneficial. Compassion for self has been a subtle component of all the exercises we've done up until this point, in the form of my encouragement not to get frustrated when your mind starts to wander. Often, meditation leaders tell their students that an individual should gently return their attention to their breath or forgive themselves for their lapses in attention. I admit that sometimes this language can be off putting for many, and myself might have cringed at its use in the beginning, but there is a reason for why it's necessary. Often, we are our biggest critics. Dan Harris, who's a journalist for ABC and who had a famous on air panic attack, jokes about the negative color commentator who is always talking about everything you do and how wrong you are doing it. Everyone has that running narration in the back of their mind, in which the volume of the criticism can vary depending on the situation. So, engaging in self compassion is an integral part of promoting good mental health. Now, I'm going to take you through what they refer to as a loving kindness meditation that can help you foster that good mental health. As in previous sessions, or if this is your first, assume a posture that's different from how we would usually sit when flipping on Netflix or casually talking to a loved one. This is a position in which we are sitting with our back erect and our head is a balloon, pulling our body to attention. And this posture allows our mind to recognize when is it about to enter into one of these exercises. Now, if you're comfortable, close your eyes and focus on your breathing. The breath is always one of the best targets to get out of autopilot and become present moment aware. It's with you everywhere you go and provides a rhythm that allows you to attend as you breathe in and your abdomen extends, and then exhale. Take a few moments to focus on the in and out of your breath. If your mind wanders, just recognize that's what the brain's set to do. Look for information in the environment, just notice it, and bring your awareness back to your breathing. Now I'd like you to envision someone in your life that you have a wealth of unconditional love for. A child, a parent, a mentor, or a friend. Allow the swelling of positive emotion to increase as you hold the image of this individual in your mind's eye. Once you feel that emotion, I'd like you to think these words, taking care to insert your loved one's name in the place where I refer to this person. May this person be safe from harm. May this person be at peace with whatever is happening. May this person be healthy and strong. May this person care for themselves in this ever changing world graciously and joyously. Now I'd like you to turn that goodwill inward as we apply these well wishes to ourselves. And repeat after me in your mind. May I be safe from harm. May I be at peace with whatever is happening. May I be healthy and strong. May I care for myself in this ever changing world graciously and joyously. That love you brought forth when you thought about that first important individual, and hopefully for yourself as well, can also be carried forward to those that are suffering through this crisis. All those individuals that we might feel helpless to assist as they are struggling to make ends meet or stay healthy are those who are out responding to the epidemic or treating the sick. That empathy we discussed can bring up feelings that are hard to deal with because we're in effect going through the struggle ourselves. How do we work to reduce a neurological response that we can see occur in the brain when we scan empathetic individuals? Well, we try to change from empathy to compassion. Empathetic engagement is placing yourself in the person's shoes, imagining the struggle that they are going through, which includes the stress of it. Compassion includes empathy on the front end in order to initiate a compassionate response, but shifts from using your energy to mimic the experience to instead generating love for those that are faced with this challenge more directly, like those that are ill or out of work or responding to the crisis. This type of shift changes activity in the brain, and we've seen it in a lot of recent studies using this approach. Specifically, the brain scans of participants who were instructed to empathize with an individual that was in pain looked as if the person was experiencing the pain firsthand. Conversely, the other group, who were trained to be compassionate towards those that were suffering, activated a completely different set of circuits, similar to those of parental love. Experiences of that nature are a lot less draining than empathizing with suffering and often result in desires to act in a way that we value instead of being overwhelmed to the point of paralysis by the distress. So, to conclude for today, let's revisit the same sentiments we've already contemplated and direct them towards this group that is most directly affected by what is happening in the world. I'd like you to close your eyes again and start with your breathing in order to focus your attention. And if you're willing, I'd ask that you consider the ill and those in financial trouble and the first responders and other medical officials fighting to treat and minimize the spread of this illness. For the sake of this exercise, we're going to group them under the label of the directly affected. And I hope that along with me, you'll repeat these words. May the directly affected be safe from harm. May the directly affected find peace with whatever is happening. May the directly affected find health and strength. May the directly affected care for themselves in this ever-changing world. And may there be eventual relief for those directly affected. I recognize that there might be those listening who this hits even closer to home, if they are close to an individual that falls within this category. You may want to bring that person or people specifically to mind if you practice this type of exercise on your own. As we feel powerless, going through this compassion can shift our focus from how this is making you feel to compassion towards others, which can be beneficial for you in the long run. Studies have shown that these types of exercises increase generosity and helping behaviors and build community. We are struggling to support others in more traditional ways due to the virus and social distancing. But maybe this type of awareness results in inspiring others to come up with innovative ways to provide support as we work through these tough times. Thanks again for your attention and your service. Join us again tomorrow for another wellness break. And as always, stay safe.